Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to talk about the bomb cyclone that's about to impact the Northwest, and then more snow for the Rockies, and then a potential severe weather setup for the South. And then we're going to talk about a blizzard for the Midwest, and then potentially by this time next week, another blizzard for the Northeast. So we have a lot to talk about. Before we do get started, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel, as I will upload about 5 videos a week to keep you updated. All right, so let's get started. So let's kick off with major winter storm Dorothy that happened today that's still going on. It dumped incredible snow amounts in Colorado. We had 11 inches in Denver, and here's some of the historic snow amounts. The coup de grace was Estes Park with 32 inches, and you can see this dog just pretty much buried trying to get out and go to the bathroom. So they had some 2 and 3 feet snow amounts, which was incredible. We talked about this bear clinic zone that could potentially set up in my Thanksgiving week travel update, and it just had those training snow bands, relentless, hour after hour after hour, dumping that 2 and 3 feet snow. But now, here is the SOI index. Now, I touched on this a couple of weeks ago, and this is what activated everything. You can see it went negative about 10 days ago, and it's been basically negative ever since. And that, when it went below 8, and now it's actually 9.5, 90-day moving average, that signified to me that the Pacific jet is getting well amplified. And so that is very noticeable. And this Pacific system that's coming on shore right now off the Oregon coast, what's classified as a bomb cyclone. This is incredible satellite picture of basically a Cat 2 hurricane about to impact the Oregon coast. If you take a look at the latest European model, I think the NAM even drops it down to 968. Now, what classifies a bomb cyclone is essentially if you've got a 25 millibar pressure drop in a 24-hour period. So this thing is going to be dropping 40. I think right now it's about 980, but models have it going all the way down to potentially a 969. I think the all-time record in Oregon is 972. So this would break an all-time record if this were to verify coming on shore. If we take a look at some of the wind gusts, they're pretty much incredible. They've already got reported potentially 100-mile wind gust off the Oregon coast, and 70, 80 miles already hitting the coastline. So this is an historic storm that's coming on shore in Oregon. If we take a look at some of the rainfall amounts, and those are also impressive because it's been really dry in California. So thanks to the Pacific, this SOI index of being elevated, this is what transpired 2 weeks down the line, bringing more snow and heavy snow in the Sierra Mountains, which we'll flip to the next slide. But 2 to 3 inches off the Oregon coast and upper California. And then all day long tomorrow, it's going to rain in Southern California and LA. Not too often you see 100% chance of rain in Los Angeles. And that's going to happen tomorrow into Thursday with 1 to 2, possibly 3 inches in Southern California. If we take a look at the snow amounts, they're even more impressive. We're talking up to 4 feet in the Sierra Mountains. So this is a really impressive system. And I know Tahoe, if it drops below 0, which they're already calculating it could drop it in the low single digits, that would break a record low if that were to happen. Under the snowpack, that potentially could happen in Tahoe. But man, look at the snow amounts. They're incredible. If we expand the view, and this will take it out to Wednesday, and as this, what they call major winter storm Ezekiel will come on shore, it'll finally lose its grip off the west coast, but it'll activate the Pacific jet down south, and it'll swing up and dump more snow by Thanksgiving in the Panhandle into upper New Mexico. As this dumps more snow, as this gets cranking on for a second round into Friday for the Rockies up into Utah and Wyoming. But if we take it out another frame, by Friday, there's a south side of this where it splits that could potentially have a severe weather setup in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and North Texas, into Oklahoma, into Kansas. So if we zoom in, we take a look of a negative tilted trough that's potentially coming into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And this is the latest, what they call CAPE values, the convective available potential energy in the atmosphere. And they are pretty elevated. It's about 2,300 JKG. So that's a normal thunderstorm is essentially anywhere from 5 to 1,000. So there's a lot of potential in the atmosphere. And if you take a look at the helicity values, there's a lot of spin too. So with these updrafts on that negative tilted trough, you've got that southwest flow off the Gulf that could create updrafts and have that spin, that vertical winds aloft, create rotating thunderstorms where we could have a severe weather setup Friday afternoon into Friday evening before that squall line kicks in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And that'll just, on Saturday, it'll swing down to the southeast and bring more potentially severe weather for Houston and parts of Louisiana. So we have to watch out for that for you guys down south. But there's a second piece to that where it splits off and brings more snow. And you can see it deepens again to a 978 low pressure and brings more heavy snow to Montana up into North Dakota. So this will spin up to the Midwest and bring more snow into Wisconsin and upper Minnesota as this cranks out by Saturday evening into Sunday, and potentially a blizzard setup with these isobars, 45, 50 mile per hour winds at times with blowing and drifting snow. So there's another potential blizzard coming up in a couple days from major winter storm Ezekiel. Now, on the backside of that, this is the latest NOAA forecast, and they've kind of flipped their script a little bit where they've got well below normal temperatures for December 1st and December 5th. And we talked about that Arctic intrusion coming in, potentially spilling in some cold air. If this were to verify, it has 95% of the lower 48 below average for the first couple of days in December. If that's were to verify, it would be the first time this would happen since November 29, 2011. So we've got some cold air coming to the United States. But at the end, there's another piece to this where it splits off and we have potentially another low pressure. Now, this is a ways off. This is a week. But by next Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday, there's another developing low pressure, this time off the northeast coast, 978 millibars, which potentially could crank out a blizzard setup for the Northeast. And this is the latest snow amounts from the GFS model. And again, this is a week out, so this will obviously change. But instead of it being inland this time, where you've seen a lot of the snow, it's on the south side because we're given that low pressure off the coast. So as this swings up, we could potentially bring some heavy snow amounts in the Northeast. So obviously I will fine tune this later on in the week, but I wanted to give you kind of a heads up of that potentially happening. So if you did find value in this video, please subscribe to my channel and definitely share with your friends on social media that love weather related content when I protect you on the next video before and after the storm.